Hello, so in this video I will speak about derived results and especially one operator which is called the BCElemToSet. It could be also BCNodeToSet, and basically its intent is to aggregate elemental results to sets. So in order to do this operation, there are a few recommendations. First, make sure prior to load your model that your result mat template is set to advanced. As a second point, please note that this derived result and this operator will work only in the sets that are available in your model prior to load them in HyperView. So you cannot create sets on the fly on HyperView to get information about it. This won't work. So if you deal with Abacus ODB file, you will be able to deal with the sets that are in your ODB file. Otherwise, you need to have as your model file your solver input deck, which has to contain the sets you want to post-process. Please note that you can possibly modify your input file just to define your set of interest and set it as master file without rerunning the job. No need for this. And then at the third recommendation, please note that the entities, so the nodes if you use BCNodeToSet or the elements if you use BCElemToSet, must not belong to two different sets. Each entity must belong to one set only. So here are for the recommendations, limitations before starting. So let me now load my model, my result file, and if I go to this results, you see that I have some set of nodes and then some set of elements. I define two random set of elements for the presentation. Okay. So now let me start with creating my derived result. And I will say stress per set, and I will ask for the element traces 2D and 3D. This will be my table, and I want to do it with a model. So in model, I will pick BCElemToSet, and you see that it requires the source. So it will be my element traces. Then it requires my sets, which I can leave empty. It will be automatically defined. I have to set what is my aggregation mode between the different possibilities. So it can be average, sum, mean, max, etc. So in that case, for instance, I will ask for the max. And you can also state the pool or leave it as it is. If the first trap with this approach is that you think you do apply, you say, okay, I'm fine. Okay, there is a syntax error in my expression. So let me remove it again. And what I generally do is to uncheck hide default argument. I repeat it again, and then I just have to bring my source here, insert, which is my tensor. Let me click on apply then, and you have this warning which says okay, you haven't supporting binding tabs. In fact, we have moved the result from element to sets, but in HyperView, we cannot plot results directly on the sets, which means we have to bring back the results from set to another kind of entity. And so we will enclose this BCElemToSet in a BCSet2LM statement. This is really specific to the BCElemToSet and BCSet2LM. The other ones, the other aggregation mode does not need this tip, but for this one, we need to do it. So let me cut it. Paste it here, apply, okay. And now I can go to my contour and ask for my stress per set, apply, and now I can create a node, for instance, one element here, and I will ask for the result value, entity contour value. Okay, sorry, I forgot to entity contour value. Insert. I could set some space, add some extra text, MPA, for instance, and okay, and here I have my value. And if I pick any other element of the same set, I will have the same information.